here to give you some stories. I'm a retired police officer. I worked for a very large municipal police department for 35 and a half years. I worked patrol, I worked gangs, I worked vice, multiple tours. I was a minority, so I worked the hardest part of the city and part of the different divisions. So let's start with the first one. I hope you like them, hope you enjoy them, and hopefully you can hear me because I don't have the biggest camera in the world. I'm just a little amateur thing here going on, okay? All right, the first one. Back in the early 70s, we started to get tasers. And the first taser we got, all the tasers go to sergeants. And at the first experimental stage of it. Nowadays, everybody has one. And so we're working this in a Latino area, and we get a call one day, naked man disturbing the peace. And so we respond to it, and it's a major intersection. And as we're rolling to it, we have a sergeant, I mentioned his name, but he gets on the radio and says, this is a code Tom for taser, okay, very technical here, okay, and he says, no one touch him until I get there. Okay, so fine, so he's a sergeant, so we're all policemen, so we get there, there's like 6 of us there, we got him surrounded. He's in the middle of the street naked, little Hispanic man, kind of chunky, probably in his 40s, holding a beer, and he's swearing at everybody in Spanish. You know, of course, most of us are Latinos, so we're kind of trying to calm him down. Here comes a sergeant rolling in there, all right, out of my way. He gets out the taser, all right, stand back. And he has to ask the guy, has to tell the guy, give him an order. You know, get down, sir, I'm going to use the taser. No response, he called him a Mexican bad word. So wham, he shoots him. Okay, well, the thing about tasers is, in those days, even now, one barb goes straight, and one barb is angled. I think it's 1 or 2 degrees. I'm not a technician, but anyway. So when they shoot, they go like this, on purpose. The first one goes right in the chest. Usually it's a red dot now. The second one shoots down. Well, to get you a nice triangular, again, I'm not an electrician, but they want to have a circuit, okay? Body, wires, and taser. So as soon as he did that, you hit the juice, and the wires light up blue, and you can hear the crackling sound, really distinct sound. First barb hit him right here in the chest. Second barb went through his testicle sac, and it's hanging out the other side, okay? So he screams. You can hear the taser wires going. He goes down, and 7 cops are going like this, okay? Oh, I felt so sorry for the guy. And the sergeant says, get him! So we run up to him, and we grab him, and he's pretty much not able to resist because he's holding on to his privates. So we hook him up and handcuffs, and I wasn't the officer responsible for him. Other officers gingerly picked him up, put him in a police car, and took him away. Okay, so we all looked at each other like, oh man, I don't want any of that at all. And we found out later on, of course, he was arrested for drunk and disorderly. We found out years later, a lot of years, 5 or 6 years later, that he sued the city. I think he had like 6 or 7 children. He was suing the city, obviously, for not being able to have more children. And the city, I heard just rumors. Again, I'm just a cop. That the city wrote like a couple $1,000 check just to get rid of him because that's what they do. They sign off on things like that. So that's my first story, and I hope you liked it. And I'll have many more coming up, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a bunch. Bye bye.